It's a natural thought. You're sitting at home under the covers, terrified of what movie you're watching, or you're with a baddie and you're trying to play it cool and you're like holding hands and like being like, I'll protect you. But there are thoughts in your head. It's like, which killer or demon or evil villain in a horror movie can I just run rounds with all night? Who would catch a fade, dude? And who would just absolutely obliterate you at all costs? And you know for a fact to be manly enough to admit it. That's right, today we're gonna be talking about killers I personally know for a fact don't want none of this. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Phantom of the Indie Review. I'm your host, Ratty Deluxe. We are on the journey of 4,000 subscribers. For whenever we get there, I pray that we may. And if we don't, fuck it. It's been a good journey. We move. If you're just like talking bullshit, specifically about horror and all that good stuff, come and hang out with me and give me a subby. Let's start with fueling our egos first and foremost, because we want to feel big and bad about ourselves. Who can we absolutely demolish off the rip? No questions asked. Don't even need to fucking stretch before we start fighting. And this might be an unpopular opinion. I feel like I could absolutely throw hands with Norman Bates' goofy looking ass. Everyone's always so terrified of him. They're like, oh my god, he killed his mother and pretends to be her. Oh my god, he's belligerent, he's evil, he's a horror icon. Dude's a fucking creep with an Oedipus complex. Dude, he just wants to bang his mom, and it's that simple. Dude got no bitches growing up. Dude straight up lived in a beautiful house, I'll give him that. But dude, if he came up to me one day wearing that wig, pulling out that knife, uppercut to the throat, dude, he'd be done. He'd be fucking fatality quite quickly. And I feel like that's a perspective we should have. You know for a fact Norman Bates ain't shit other than being a creep, but okay. That's the biggest thing with serial killers nowadays too. Everyone's like, oh my god, I didn't expect that guy to be a killer. He was so sweet and innocent. Yeah, exactly. I don't care if you got a sick mind, dude. I got some sick pipes. Who else can we rag around? I'm trying to stray away from the simple ones, like obviously Chucky because he's a doll, and like Billy the puppet. But what about Jigsaw, dude? Jigsaw's old grimy ass. He has to use his wits again too. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kidnap you and tie you up and we're gonna play a game. Like, bro, please hope I don't win this game, because if I find you laying on that hospital bed, I'm pulling the plug, dude. I'm putting a pillow over your face. I don't care if you're an old man or not. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what you think I did wrong. You got a problem with me? I like to settle that shit on the streets. Head ass. And this one might be, you know, kind of crazy to speak on too, but you know, a lot of people my age, in our 30s, we have a fucking hell-bent trauma bond with Zelda from Pet Sematary. Everyone was freaked out by that scene. Like, Rachel, you'll never get out of bed again. Like, bitch, you'll never get out of bed again. Like, when I fucking dust you in, like, hey, I'm not gonna hit a girl. I'm not gonna fuck up a female by any means. But if she comes fucking waddling across the room trying to fucking throw one at me, like, we go in rounds upon rounds. And I feel like that's what we have to acknowledge in our brains to face that fear. Because one time when, because she used to traumatize me my whole life. And then one time I had a dream where I defeated her and I woke up, like, not scot-free. She still torments me, but it's like, at the end of the day, like, she had spinal meningitis. She was a sick little ghost. And, like, sick ghosts, you know? Speaking of ghosts, I could run a fade on at least 10 of the 13 ghosts, bro. Maybe other than like the Jackal, because he's batshit cannibalistic crazy, and then that big hammer dude. That little boy's getting dusted. The fat son and the little dwarf mom, dude, cook, dude. I'll take him out to Sunday brunch with these two hot dogs. The half-torn prince. Like, you're gonna be fully torn when I'm done with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? I guess at the end of the day, I'm not trying to hype myself up as much as I'm trying to, like, rid these fears, because these movies used to scare me bad. I'm not just saying random horror movies. Maybe this is a therapy session within itself. Maybe I'm just trying to cope with my disturbed, you know, anxiety, because I was scared growing up, dude. Shit used to scare me bad. You ever seen the movie Flatliners with, like, Kiefer Sutherland, star-studded, about, like, the students that would, like, kill themselves just to have, like, near-death experiences so they could see death and come back to life? That shit traumatized me. Or that scene on The Lost Boys where you're like, dude, these vampires are cool. These vampires are my homies. I fuck with these guys. And all of a sudden they just get their fangs and just tear that party apart. You're like, holy shit, you guys are supposed to be badasses. But speaking of The Lost Boys, David would catch a fade. I'm sorry, Kiefer Sutherland. Shout out to you. Michael was always cooler than you, and you were just an insecure little baby boy. Like, when you die at the end and, like, your teeth shrink up and you're all laying there in the glowing light, like, you look like you look like you were a nerd, and then you turn into a vampire and you're cool all of a sudden. I'm wrecking your shit. Am I being completely honest with you? Oh, yes, I am. What are some hard ones? What are some ones that, you know, it's like, I feel like I could challenge myself with fighting? Hear me out, dude. Otis and Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses would absolutely get dusted. I'm sorry, dude. Otis is borderline anemic. He's a fragile little pipsqueak, and Captain Spaulding's fat ass, the rotten teeth and goofy ass makeup, dude. Like, neither of them are slick, dude. You see the victims they attack. You've seen House of a Thousand Corpses, nerdy ass Bill, fat ass Jerry, and their two hoes. Like, bro, you'd love to see me in your House of 1,000 Corpses, because by the time I was done with you, it'd be House of 1,002 Corpses. Like, I'd take out the whole Firefly family, even fucking Rufus's big old goofy ass. Tiny, just set him on fire again. Double crisp him. Is this video gonna get, like, taken down? Am I allowed to say this shit about that? This is all fictional characters, guys. But at the end of the day, there are some killers that I just don't stand a chance with, and I'm gonna hit you with the 3 of them right now, without a doubt in my mind. John Cena. No, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Hear me out. This man is diabolical, and I know in the new remake movies they kind of like come up with that ending where they're like, oh, if you just bully the shit out of him, he'll like shrink down. It's like, I'm a pacifist, dude. I don't believe in imaginary bloodshed, dude. I avoid confrontation like a goddamn Virgo. So it's like, I'd be like, Pennywise, you're a cool looking dude. And like the deadlights he has, like when he sends those lights, I'd be like, that's like a deer in the headlights shit. I'd be like, oh, well, those are kind of cool. Like, he can turn into anything you want, dude. It's like, hello there, Georgie. Hello there, Eddie. I can turn into whatever you want that will scare you. I'm like, turn into a bad bitch with a good personality, please. And I'd be fucking sucker punched. But no, he turns into crazy shit, dude. He could literally turn into the Leprechaun. Cross-section that, dude. He could turn into like a fucking giant arachnid puppet. He could turn into like a fucking puppet, dude. Puppets scare me. And he's supernatural. Like, anything spatial and like ancient, you can't really fuck with. And that's what terrifies me the most. But at the end of the day, like, and he learned already. He learned from being bullied by the Losers Club, so he's not going to fall for that again, type shit. So when he comes back around, we're fucked. And speaking of creatures being put away for a certain amount of years, 27 years, 23 years, Jeepers Creepers, I could not, dude. I would, oh, he would fucking, oh, he would love to see me coming, dude. If I was walking down the street, he'd be like, woo! He would take every last bit of me, dude. He'd be like, Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get them thighs? I'm like, Jeeper, you don't need thighs, bro. Please leave me alone. But no, he'd have at it. And last but not least, and I know for a fact I could never beat this man, and it breaks my heart, is the little deformed motherfucker from Wrong Turn. Yeah, you know, I think his name is like Three Fingers or One Eye or fucking No Nuts. I don't remember his name, but that man comes back and back and back every single time, and you can't defeat him. You can't stop him. I don't care if he's a little scrawny, 2-bit, redneck, cannibalistic motherfucker. Diabolical, dude. You can't stop him. Remember that scene on Wrong Turn where he's like, with his little fucking knife? Like, he has the swag and the determination that I have, but he's killed before and I haven't. And like, the reason I thought about this one is the other day I was with my homie and they said something about a waterfall. I was like, I don't fuck with waterfalls because Wrong Turn. You go to lay behind a waterfall and rest, he's coming through. And something about that little motherfucker, I just know would absolutely tear me to shreds, dude. He can climb trees, he can hunt like a madman, he's like the leader of the family, he laughs diabolically. Oh my god, like, just dust me in. Am I missing any? Like, do you agree with any of this list at all? Comment down below. I would love to know what killers you think you could wreck and which ones you know would get you good. Please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, give me a thumber, hit that ding-ling button for us and you telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here, and I'm gonna say it 1 time for the 1 time and 2 time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah. I like 'em.